Hey guys, Decline here, back again. I could not tolerate this normie wage slave life forever. I was meant for something better, and I cannot stand to do something that's not fulfilling. I can't stand the prospect of doing this for another 20 or 30 years in a dead-end job, low paid, where I'm not being fulfilled. I don't think it's really sustainable for someone like me. It's soul destroying, and I can't imagine my life being meaningless. I know this sounds awfully pretentious, and I'll go into a bit more detail later, but I know that I am not cut out to be an NPC. I'm not one of those people. I look in the comments and I see people who are fated to be NPCs. I look at most of these black pillars. NPCs, these are people who are meant for that. And honestly, I think that's why they use genetic determinism as a sort of cover-up to hide the difference between them and other people who didn't do so well in life. Like, a lot of those people are content to be background characters, or not even characters, to be faceless, invisible. Maybe they have something in life, but they're still bitter. Even if they live a normal life, they're still angry. Have you noticed, like, how normies, not just black pillars, but proper normies, are so angry and bitter? A lot of them. Some people at work, I've noticed people are a bit snappy. People will get set off by the slightest thing. It's like people living a normal life have everything handed to them on a plate. They have a partner, they have a house, they have everything fall into place. They don't have to suffer for all eternity in loneliness. They do things they enjoy in their life. They have a comfortable life, but they're still so angry. They are still so bitter. Why? What could happen to these people to make them like that? All these people who have everything. It's not enviable. I don't envy these normies. Like, I wouldn't want to be bitter like that. And a lot of these black pillars too. Do you think I'd want to be a faceless guy in the comments, bitter and smug and angry, spending their time chasing around a 32-year-old guy, thinking they're gonna expose him? Well, I was supposed to be talking about work in this video, but got a bit sidetracked. But look, this all has to be temporary. This job that I'm working, it has to be a stepping stone. Like, I accepted the sacrifice in the hope of making it easier to get out. Sacrificing my time and energy, and like, I had freedom. I could do whatever the hell I wanted when I was on Centrelink, and I had very few commitments, but I was so trapped. I was in that hole, and I did accept compromise in the hopes of making it easier to get out, but I don't know if it will ever be enough to build that ladder out of the hole. When I was working the old warehouse factory job back in early 2022 for about 2 weeks, and then I had to quit because they were saying I was too slow and I knew I couldn't last there. It was too stressful. And honestly, I didn't get proper hearing protection or anything like that in that job, so it was kind of unsafe. One of the guys who used to be in IT there, he was like, don't stay here too long. This should be temporary. You gotta get back into IT. Now, this job that I'm in now is a more sustainable position that I can handle. I've probably got this job for as long as I want, unless I screw it up really badly and do some serious misconduct. I've got the job, it's permanent. But compared to the other job, which I was just too slow for and I wasn't going to last, I was already on the edge after 2 weeks. Now, there are a few former IT guys here. It's kind of interesting that they tend to end up here for some reason. But people come here to this job and they stay here. One guy planned to try and do internal transfers to get into an IT job, but there wasn't anything, and he just stayed in his position. Some seem happy staying here. It really sounds like people aren't trying to get out. People aren't trying to get back into IT. Well, I know one guy who is going to uni, studying cybersecurity part-time, and coming to work as well. But he's a younger guy trying to start out in IT, not trying to get back in. So it's a bit of a different position. He's probably nowhere near as bitter and jaded and burnt out as everyone else. But it really seems to be a graveyard of aspiration where people go to chill out and give up, and it's sad. I mean, it's comfortable, but well, it's not comfortable, like, even. It's hard work. It's a full-on job. I'm tired every day. And, well, there was one dude I heard about who got out, moved on to a well-paid job, earning over 100k apparently, got a number of offers. I don't know what field he was in. I think probably something non-IT. But generally, people stay there. I can't imagine being stuck there forever. Other people have more stuff to keep them going in life. The normie life, if you have everything, well, it's full-featured. If they have a wife, kids to come home to, imagine being married. And I don't exactly romanticize being married, but it must be nice to not be alone. Like, that's all I really want, to not be alone. And if you have that, you can keep going no matter how bleak things are, no matter how empty the future seems. If you have that person, it's enough. But there's nothing for me. It's empty. So I need more. I need to find the self-actualization. I need to be fulfilled, and I need money, and I need improvement, and I need to keep moving. I can't stop here. I can't lay down to rest and rot, and it's not going to end well. It's going to end on some sort of bridge or cliff. That's where it's going to end. It's going to end in hospital. I just know it. It's not... I keep mentioning this, but I've got to keep being aware of not letting myself get over that level where things are too much. You know, sometimes it's the quiet times when I'm not too busy, where I have the time to cry. Like, sometimes I have a bad day and I cry because I had a bad day. Sometimes I have a quiet day and I cry because I have time to think. I have time to be alone. I have time to wallow in despair, and time to let all the tears flow. I don't know if it's normal for people to cry every day, you know. Well, maybe not every day, maybe every couple of days. Well, I don't know if it's normal to just break into tears every now and then, a couple of times a day sometimes, and it's just like, why, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't, what am I doing? I don't want to be alone anymore. It's the same thoughts that run through my head. There's nothing particularly insightful in there most of the time. It's only emptiness. And there's nothing to keep me distracted and keep me doing things, focusing on something else. Like I don't have the disposable income to enjoy myself because I'm living paycheck to paycheck, and there's no real comfort. There's no enjoyment. Like, when I was living at home with my parents, with the old IT job, there was so much money coming in. I could spend and enjoy myself. You know, young Chinese girls, very pretty. And I could buy nice clothes that I never wore. I still have those CDG X Nike night track sneakers. They were very fancy. But I do not touch any Comme des Garçons anymore. No expensive clothes. I'm only going to shop at Shein for now, because I'm broke. I did buy a long sleeve compression shirt from Under Armour the other day, which was nice, but no brand names for me. Most expensive shoes I bought lately were TNs. Anyway, look, there's nothing fun. There's no flying to Sydney to meet a Jav actress. That kind of excess, that kind of insanity. There's no holidays. Normal people take holidays. My co-workers take holidays all the time because they bought their house when houses were affordable. So they have so much money. Their mortgage payments are so low, like probably way lower than what I'm paying in rent. These old people who have been working a long time, they got in and they got their house, and now everything is so chill. And damn, there's there's this woman who goes and sees K-pop concerts in bloody Singapore and shit. Man, I'm not supposed to talk about my co-workers, like, that's, like, unethical, right? I'm not saying anything bad about her. But, like, look, she's able to do that on this bloody salary, which isn't that much at all, because she bought her house earlier. She's in that age group and has been working a long time, and things are going okay for her. Like, for me, I have to set up my leave for next year. My every job in Australia that gets entitlements gets leave, and that's something that's unusual to me, because back in the day when I had my IT job, I was remote, I was a contractor. I didn't get entitlements, I didn't get days off, even though, well, a lot of time I was just chilling because there wasn't much work to do. Actually having like a holiday, a leave, that's unusual to me, but I'm not going to be able to go anywhere. Like, I want to save my money to buy a house. And like, any money that I spend on a holiday, I'm going to see my savings go down. So, no ladyboys for me in Thailand, not just yet at least. I'll have to wait. Like, I'm definitely going to go to Thailand and have the ladyboys, because they have a much better selection than Melbourne. But I will probably have to wait until 2027, 2028. You know, like, next year I'll just be staying home and sitting around alone on my annual leave, just stuck, not doing anything, probably trying to drag myself to the gym every day, even though I should be resting. I probably will be resting, just sleep, do nothing. Like, yeah, I'm paying rent, I've got groceries, I've got bills, and every month there's something new, like car insurance or whatever. Like, I've spent so much money on building up the house in terms of buying furniture, appliances. Nothing is cheap, everything is so expensive, and there's no money left over. And yeah, like, where is the comfy, carefree life of having money? This is worse than Centrelink, honestly. It's fucking worse. Like, and like I did mention, I want to get a doll so I can not be alone. Like, that'll really help me out. I got to do all my research because things have probably changed over the past few years, but that's another $2,000 of expensive stuff that is gonna have to wait. And you know, even the cheap old Chinese ladies, the $100 ones, like, I don't bother anymore going to the shop. I don't. It's expensive, and I'm too tired. And I feel like even more than when I was on Centrelink, I can't enjoy myself. I can't watch TV or play video games, watch anime. I can't really do those things and enjoy them. I don't feel like doing those things and enjoying them. I sit and watch some awful slop on YouTube and skip through and get agitated slightly by videos I don't even particularly like. Like, what am I doing with my life? What is this existence? What am I doing? It's 2 a.m. Actually, why am I here at 2:54 a.m.? Because now because I got demonetized and I didn't report any income, the tax office wants to deactivate my ABN, that they want to deregister me as a business because I got demonetized and I didn't earn any income. So, wow, I have to get monetized again. Man, like, I can't do this life of being a normie. I can't do this, man. I cannot do this. I should be in bed, I should be sleeping, but when I close my eyes, when I go to sleep, I dream of work, and I kind of have these dreams where I'm kind of at work, but I'm also in bed and lying down. Well, I don't even know if you call them dreams. So like, I'm like half awake, half asleep. It's like half a dream, and I'm like imagining I'm at work, and I'm thinking, where's all the what's going on? And you don't get peace. You don't get to stop thinking about work. You don't get to relax. I'm not happy. Wow, this is a mess. And that's all. Thank you, guys. Let's keep going.